to focus for long. Just the next 8 minutes, people. At the exact right moments, be locked in because then the prize might be yours. Let's get quizzing. On a cold day, you can sometimes see your breath hanging briefly in the air. But why? Why can you see your breath on a cold day? Is that because air freezes instantly? That your lungs, they release smoke? Is that cold air glows or water vapor condenses into tiny droplets? What is it that makes it go in the sky? It's water vapor that condenses into tiny droplets. Yes, warm, moist breath. It cools quickly in the cold air, causing the water vapor to condense. Yes. Can you see it? Nah, it's too hot here. Quick fire. Which line divides the Earth into hemispheres? The equator or the prime meridian? Only one here splits the north and the south, and that's the equator. Yes, not to be confused with Ecuador. One nurse became famous for transforming medical care and saving countless lives through discipline and compassion. What was the name of the famous nurse during the Crimean War? Was that Clara Bacon, Florence Nightingale, Edith Cavell, or Mary Seacole? Her work, it dramatically reduced death rates in the military hospitals and helped establish modern nursing as a profession. It was Florence Nightingale. She became a symbol of modern nursing after her work in the 1850s. Before the quotes, the trophies, and the clubs across Europe, there was a first badge on the shirt. Every global career starts somewhere a lot quieter. Which club did Zlatan Ibrahimovic make his professional debut with? Is that Ajax, Malmö, Juventus, or Inter Milan? Long before the headlines, he was already standing out at Malmö. Yes, his journey started locally before he became globally famous. With its distinctive hump and massive wingspan, this aircraft changed how the world traveled long distances. For decades, spotting one at the airport could feel like seeing a giant. Which company is known for producing the 747 aircraft? Is that Airbus, Lockheed, Embraer, or Boeing? It became a symbol of the jet age and long-haul travel. It was Boeing, yes, nicknamed the Queen of the Skies. It carried millions across continents. We are halfway through, people. Let's take a quick peek at the leaderboard. Here we see your scores and your potential prize pool. And the top three, wow, very impressive, but the pressure is still on. Here come the next 5 questions. Some musicians don't just tour and record albums, they also take over the TV landscape. What musician has hosted a talk show? Pink, Alicia Keys, Kelly Clarkson, or Taylor Swift? She debuted in 2019 and quickly became successful in the daytime stable. It was Kelly Clarkson with the Kelly Clarkson Show. But sadly, in 2026, Clarkson announced that the show would end with its 7th season, so she could focus more on family time. Quick fire! Which instrument measures air pressure? A barometer or a thermometer? Storms leave clues, and a barometer measures atmospheric pressure, which helps predict weather changes. A thermometer measures the temperature. Every morning, millions step into these waters to pray, bathe, and begin their day. The Ganges River is considered sacred primarily in which country? Bangladesh, India, Nepal, or Sri Lanka? Yes, the river, it flows across borders, but its spiritual heart belongs firmly to one place, and that is India. In India, the Ganges is worshipped as a living goddess, yes, central to rituals, festivals, and daily life. Rituals. Born down in a dead man's town. The first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half of your life just to cover it up. Now, what's the title of this song? Born in the USA. Fortunate son. American woman living in America. This one is a Bruce Springsteen classic, and it's Born in the USA. Yes. It was kind of cool performing it like a little soft poem there. It was released in 1984, and it's one of the most sold albums ever in the USA. Long before the sold-out arenas, the live streams, and the million-dollar prize pools, well, there was a video game tournament. But when was the first known video game tournament held? Was that in 1985, 1997, 2003, or 1972? We're going back in time. And we're going far back in time. Before most home consoles existed, 1972. Yes, the first known video game tournament took place at Stanford University, centered around this game, Space War. Yes, with players competing for bragging rights, of course, but also a year's subscription of the Rolling Stone magazine. Neat. It is time for the moment of truth to see who is going home with prizes. Yes, our quiz stars here. The top 10. Congratulations, you were fast. And you were most importantly correct. And here we see you taking home that prize money. Shout out to the quiz star. They're rocking on top. Way to go. But we have more winners. Yes, that is right. It is time for the wild card winners. Oh, doesn't it feel good just to be randomly selected? You didn't have to really be that hard in competition mode. You just had to get some answers correct. And then you get the prize here. So many winners there. Congratulations. Very, very well done. Let's see some GGs in the chat. Well done, players. The questions are done and the thinking caps can come off. That's all for tonight's Quiztopia, but I will see you next time. Happy Quizlet.